If the 5 steps is the gun, the 4 keys is the bullets. Let's get straight to this.
That's how you get the greens in your business, man.
This script is going to be something that we're going to train you guys on. But of course, as you guys know, yesterday we went over the 5 steps and a basic outline to a conversation. You guys remember that? Introduce yourself, introduction, hit a short story with qualifying questions, presentation, close, and rehash, right? So one of the things that I want to go over with you guys, and we're going to take the next 3 days on this, is how to bring that conversation to life. Because when we go over the script, what you need to know is it's not just reading the script that's going to make you successful, because we can give you guys a script and you guys can read the script verbatim, but you don't get the same results. You need to figure out how to bring this to life. So take notes on this. All right. This is called the 4 keys to the 5 steps. The 4 keys to the 5 steps. This is literally what we do in order to bring a conversation to life. If the 5 steps is the gun, the 4 keys is the engine. If the 5 steps is the gun, the 4 keys is the bullets. Let's get straight to this. All right. Number one is icebreakers. So one of the things that we do in a conversation, right, when it comes on to icebreakers, is we allow a customer to feel comfortable with us by, various different ways. Because if a customer don't feel comfortable with you, they're not going to do anything with you. Right. So if you're talking to somebody that you don't know, and if you're, trying to get them to do taxes, one of the things that you need to do is you need to make them feel comfortable. Like, have you guys ever been on a date before? Ladies, have you guys been on dates? And then while you're at a date, there's really no icebreakers. You're not laughing. It's just really boring. Right? Everybody been on that type of date before?
Yes.
Yeah, yes, I have. Right. Was there a second date after that? Of course not. Yeah, of course not. There was no second date. There's no second date because there's no icebreakers. Nothing that made you feel like, oh, this is oh man, I like this person. Oh, this person's cool, right? So that's the same thing in the conversation. I could pitch you what I'm doing. But what you want the customer to do, because remember, the customer buys you, not necessarily what you do. That's a great note to write down. They're buying you, not necessarily what you do. All right. So they're not going to be super excited about what you do. Who cares? There's a ton of people doing taxes. Why do I have to do it with you? It's what you bring to the table, what you bring to the conversation that is going to let them do that. And also, as you heard Aaliyah say in her win, it ain't about the price either. Because them guys don't care about the price. They never asked about the price. So what did they really buy into? They bought into her. It wasn't a price thing. It was her that they bought into. So you guys have to understand that. And if you understand that, then you know how to connect with customers very much. And one of the major ways you connect with customers is through icebreakers. Every time that a customer has tenseness in a conversation, you have to figure out how to break the ice. So one of the icebreakers is humor. So it's 3 H's. One of the icebreakers is humor. So in the pitch, in the basic conversation, you want humor. You want to be able to say something that lets the customer giggle, right? Makes the customer, and what you want is, I'm not telling you guys to be Dave Chappelle, all right? I'm not saying be Dave Chappelle, but what I am saying is you can utilize humor to just let the customer do this. Look, this is all you need to win. You just need the customer to do this. That's really all you need. Once you get that right there, the ice is starting to be broken, right? So listen, I used to do so many different icebreakers. And the thing about icebreaking is, honestly, sometimes the cornier it is, the funnier it is on the streets. I don't know how to express it to you. Sometimes I'll just say whatever, and then they will just start almost like, so, if a person had a dog, I would say, because I'm Jamaican, I was like, oh man, I hope they don't bite me. They don't like Jamaican food, right? And the customer, like all you want is them to giggle. That is one of the icebreakers, right? Letting a customer giggle. And it's equivalent to, like I said, if you guys are meeting somebody for the first time and they're making you laugh and stuff like that, you kind of like their energy, you like their vibe, right? Because they're kind of funny, they're personable, like they make you laugh and giggle and stuff like that. All like, the dates that you guys went on, if that person made you laugh throughout the date, I'm quite sure there probably might be a second date. Some of you guys might say, but what if I'm not naturally funny? Okay, here goes another icebreaker, because it's not all just jokes. Another icebreaker that you could use is hotspots. Hotspots is huge. Because what hotspots is when you are seeing something. So think about that. Hotspots is when you are seeing something that you can look at and talk about. So if I'm outside and somebody is wearing a Yankee hat, like perfect example, I'm from New York, right? So I always have my Yankee hat on, right? And every time I have my Yankee hat on, somebody from the building here sees me and say, what? Oh, you're a Yankee fan. Or, oh, you're from New York. Oh, I'm a Boston Red Sox fan or whatever. So guess what that does now? That opens up dialogue right there. That little one statement right there opens up more dialogue, right? So what we do when we see customers is, and guys, I do this all the time. I do this. This is like a very smooth way of talking to a customer. Before I'm pitching them everything, I will start to ask them a question on something that I see. So if they had the new iPhone, I would talk about the new iPhone. If they got a nice watch on, I would talk about, oh man, that's a pretty cool watch. Where did you get that watch from? Or if they're, if I'm in Starbucks, I'm talking to somebody in Starbucks and they bought a drink that I'd never tried before, I'll talk about the drink. Hey, by the way, how does that drink taste? Did you ever try that before? And then now we're in a whole conversation about the drink. So it doesn't come off as me just going straight for the sales. Now, through my hotspots, if somebody's walking with a kid, I'll talk about the kid. If somebody has a dog, I talk about the dog. If somebody has a certain shirt, you guys get the concept, right? Like there's something that I'm seeing. It's a hotspot. I'm seeing it that will make me do that. So what I do with a customer is I quickly do a quick check, like to see what can I talk about. Right. So if they're young, me, I'm young. So if somebody has on Jordans, I'll be like, oh, look at them, Jordan. Them Jordans is fresh. Ladies, you guys do that to each other all the time. If you guys want to go out, right, and y'all come out and y'all looking good, what do y'all say to each other? Okay, girl, look at you. You look at, what I mean? You're already complimenting them based on how they look, because you know that what breaks the ice. You do it naturally in conversations all the time. You don't realize it. Right. So these are things that once you identify what you're doing in a conversation, you can allow it to work for you. Because if I just walk up to you and just say, hey, listen, my name is Jon, I'm looking to do your taxes, you might be hesitant and push back on me now. Right. Because you're like, I'm just trying to get to work. I don't know who this person is. But if I walked up and say, hey, by the way, man, I see that you bought a Chick-fil-A, or whatever variance that I say, whatever thing I see, hey, by the way, that watch that you got. Oh, hey, how old's your daughter? Oh, yeah, my niece is also, around 6 years old also, and now y'all start talking about that. And now you gain more of their attention now because you broke the ice. Here goes another. There's three ways to break the ice. Another way to break the ice is humanizing. And humanizing is when you are talking to somebody that you can relate with. Y'all both can relate to a certain conversation, right? So, perfect example, weather is a great humanizing conversation. If it is raining all day, snowing all day, all the stuff like that, these are great dialogues that you can now talk to a customer about in terms of the weather, the snow. If you're working a neighborhood, like I know some of you guys are going out and passing out flyers at doors and stuff like that, right? And if you speak to somebody, one thing that you could talk about is the neighborhood. I'm talking to everybody around the neighborhood today. And I noticed that, blah, 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 blah. And, oh, yeah, and now we're talking about the neighborhood, right? I'm not really from this area. How is this neighborhood, by the way? Oh, this neighborhood's pretty cool, we got football season coming up, right? Football is a great conversation to come up for people that's into football. You have when it's Super Bowl, I talk about Super Bowl. When it's whatever's happening, right? Whatever's happening that can be in a smooth conversation, we would talk about it. So for those that say, "Hey, man, I'm not really that funny. I don't know how to run jokes." Hey, you don't have to run jokes to have the same impact. The same impact, because humanizing in hotspots has also the same impact as the person that does humor. It's still breaking the ice, right? So when do you break the ice in a sales presentation? You break the ice when the customer feels tense. When there's any type of tension. So that's why sometimes we begin the conversation with icebreakers, but also keep in mind that throughout the conversation, because as I'm now starting to talk to them about the pitch and what I'm trying to do, I'm watching their body language and I'm looking to see if they are getting tense back up again. So if they get tense back up again, this is where in the midst of my pitch, and you will watch me do this a lot more in the next few days, in the midst of my pitch, I am including an icebreaker. I'm including an icebreaker. I'm including something that makes them once again giggle. Once again, so I might say something like, I've been working with everybody, getting them such amazing tax returns. And I know that, last year, you worked with somebody that probably didn't give you the best tax returns. So that's the reason why, you couldn't get a chance to wine and dine your spouse last year. You wanted to wine and dine them and give them the cocktail and give them the little strawberries with chocolate covered, right? And I will say that right to the customer. And they'll just be like, remember, that's all I'm trying to get. Because once I get that, I know that what? Oh, ice is being broken again, right? Right? They're now going to give me more of their time because I'm breaking ice. So being that I'm aware of the sales pitch, as I'm talking to them, hey, my name is John with Aaliyah Tax Prep Services. We're speaking to everybody. So while I'm doing the basic pitch that you're going to see us go through, what you will also see is in the midst of those pitch, you will see me injecting icebreakers all throughout the pitch, right? I'm injecting different things that I can talk about. Like, so I might just walk up to, hey, what's going on? Oh, man, you're looking good today, man. You going on a date tonight? Because, for some reason, I didn't tell you where we're eating tonight yet. So I don't know if you were dating somebody else or is it me? Nah, I'm just playing with you, man. Now they're like, hey, no, by the way, we're just speaking to everybody around the neighborhood right now about the tax services. Hey, how you doing? Hey, so I saw that you bought some Jordans over there. Like, are you like, whatever it is, right? Like, hey, your dog looks great. What type of dog is that? Oh, Yorkie? Oh, I have a Yorkie too. Is this your only dog that you have? No, I got like 3 of them at home. Man, how do you manage 3 at home? Because right now, 1 alone is needy. So you got 3 of them at home? Yeah, now it's da 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 da. Now they're talking. Because once I have the customer doing this, oh man, it's even more of a win now. Right? Because once they're talking, now it's like, this is a win happening, right? So they'll be talking, oh yeah, da 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 da. And I would just say, okay, yeah, great, and I'll just do that conversation until I create that opening to say, yeah, so by the way, we're speaking to a lot of people around the neighborhood right now about the taxes. You got your taxes done already, right? Or is it still kind of in the waiting? You still waiting for it, correct? Type of dog is that? Hey, I love your outfit. Yes, we have, what's somebody wearing? Is a great one. Also, hotspot. Talking about different. We can actually jump on and just list a whole bunch of different things that we can do in terms of icebreakers. But I want you guys to get that concept all the way in. We're going to compound on this a little bit more tomorrow. We're going to go over icebreakers and impulse factors. So why is impulse factors so important? Impulse factors. People buy on impulse. Remember that. People buy on impulse. So you might get their attention through icebreakers, but if they're not impulse, they would not buy with you. They won't do the tax returns with you. They buy on impulse. So what you have to do is you have to create the impulse. And this is going to be an amazing teaching tomorrow. Knowing how do I create the impulse and how do I get them to now say, okay, cool. we're going to get this going like this. So guys, listen, 9:45, let's get this party going. Listen, what I want tomorrow is wins. All right. Win, 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 win. All right. Like curve anything else. That's what the song says, right? Win, 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 win. We need some wins today. We need everybody to go out there today and do massive levels of results, massive levels of action, and make sure that you're doing it. You're not doing it for me, guys. All right. You're doing it for you. All right. Don't work harder for anybody else that you're not going to do for you. If somebody hired you right now for their job, they're hiring you to work at least 40 hours to do money generating activities. So why are you only working 1 hour a week for you? Work harder for yourself than you do for anybody else. So let's make it happen today in a very big way. Thank you guys for your time.